What's going on, everybody? Sean Daniel with Guitar Control here, and today we're going to learn an acoustic composition, rendition, version of Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit. Really fun one to play. Make sure to click the link below because we're going to have the chords so you can follow along with. And again, it's more just about trying to make an acoustic version that tries to capture a lot of what that amazing band and that amazing singer had going on that you can kind of accompany yourself or someone else with. So it's going to sound like this. So that's just kind of speeding over a couple different parts of it, but really fun one to play, really great riff that starts on this F sharp right here. So once you hear that, it's so recognizable, whether it's an acoustic guitar or whatever kind of representation you want to do of it. We're gonna jump this chord. You can even make it just a power chord if you want. 2nd fret on the E string, 4th fret on the A string. I kind of like making it this open voice major chord. When I personally play it, again, that's just a personal touch that I do to it. You definitely don't have to do that. But I think it sounds cool having this 2E, 4A, 4D, 3G, and then open B and open E. And then sliding back and forth between the 2nd and the 3rd fret, okay? So that 1 fret little jump, even if it's just power chords, it's so recognizable as that song, right? No matter how you end up playing it. So I think the strumming is kind of important to really kind of get the gravity of that minor second, that half step switch going on between an F sharp and a G. So again, if I slow down exactly what I'm doing, you'll notice that I'm taking my pointer finger and moving it on and off to kind of get a little more of that glue that is making this acoustic version a little more together, maybe. And that kind of that poppy short burst staccato is kind of what really makes that rhythm almost military in a certain, just kind of like an unstoppable rhythm thing. And that all comes from a lot of left hand or fretting hand technique where it's, okay, try to get that instead of going, that's all sustained. The way to do that is if you just hit that 1st fret, you strike it with your pick or your finger, whatever you're doing, and then take the pressure off, almost like taking a button, right? You do the same thing over chord. Okay, so again, there's a lot of different variations and strumming patterns you can get, but we're just going for kind of an approximation of what that band is doing and that kind of, unstoppable nature that makes this such an awesome song, right? So after this is really just, we're looking at this as an F sharp to a G. We're gonna go to an A. C to D. A. Okay, so this is an A to a C to a D. Now I'm still using these, bar chord-ish versions. You could totally go A, C, A, like that, right? With the open chords. I personally like this way because I kind of feel it has more of that power to it, that That's more of like a rock and roll type thing instead of Because even though this is an acoustic version, we still want to keep a lot of the gusto, a lot of the power from it. So, however you want to do it. Again, I'm not here to judge. I'm just kind of showing you how I do it. A. Again, I'm still getting this open thing where the B and the E string are open. And then I'm doing A string rooted bar chords on that 3rd fret and the 5th fret. And again, just a difference between C to D. Okay, however you want to do it. You can even just do this. That's another thing that sounds really good, where it's just 3A, 5D, 5G to 5, 7 to 7. Again, as all these little things kind of, are great to know because they add up, and then it allows you to maybe manipulate the song even more. If you want to kind of maybe make an even more stripped down part of this, octaves. Right, where it's just the low C, and then the higher one, 3A. You can do the whole thing like that. And again, a lot of the point of these lessons are to be able to make somewhat dynamic acoustic arrangements of these songs, which I think is really helpful if you're playing by yourself and singing, or accompanying maybe one other person, to kind of get, what that band was doing. Try to just make an approximation and pay tribute to the rock and roll gods, right? So far we have the riff from the F sharp to the G. Get some of those flourishes in there, right? To kind of maybe take what that drummer was doing to A, C, D, back to A. Now it either goes back to the riff, or I guess if you want to look at it as a chorus, we're just going to go to an E major to an A major part. Super easy, right? E to A, or E. That is an E-shaped open A. If we move this all the way down to the 7th fret, it's kind of how I'm seeing it. Your A bar chord would be right there. We're getting openness to it, something that I think sounds pretty good. Will lead us back into the riff. Okay, so really it's just the riff, A to C to D, and then back and forth between the E major and the A major part of it, E, A, right? Now, another thing is, this song really gains a lot of energy as it goes along. A lot of that is because they've got one of the nastiest singers of all time. That really starts out kind of like low and then ends in just an explosion of singing talent ability. So something that I think you can kind of do to create a little bit of that atmosphere is to start out by aggressively palm muting the early parts. Right? It's still got that kind of daunting, unstoppable feel, but it's so far down. And again, I'm not doing anything differently. I'm just taking the side of my hand, my palm, again, not really my palm, more the side of your hand than anything, chopping that bridge to get all the sustain out of it. And then maybe you can start letting back. And then maybe walk it back to the beginning, and then a little bit less muting. And then as you go along, you can maybe hit it a little harder, and then bring that dynamic. And then by the time you get to the A part, and then maybe for the other part, really kind of hammer home on the pressure in your right hand. And having that kind of like dynamic control I think is important if you're doing kind of like acoustic versions of like really, really big songs. So something that'll be just really good for your musicianship. And instead of being like, 100 all the time, really kind of focus a little bit on, the techniques going on with your strumming hand and how they relate to your fretting hand going forward. So really kind of a straightforward song that isn't a lot. It's just this riff, this 1 fret apart riff, however you decide to play it. And then an A, C, D, A part, and then back and forth from E to A to get you back into that part, or kind of end on that A, E to A part, okay? So, awesome song. I think everybody should try their hand at it. Really, really a great song to practice maybe some of your more minute, muted strumming pattern. Once you start playing, it's hard to stop. I just kind of want to just like play this now. So, awesome song, Jefferson Airplane. Crazy, crazy singer, right? And definitely try it yourself. Good luck singing it. If you can pull it off, my hat's off to you. But in the meantime, let us know what other songs you want to see. And make sure to click on other videos on the Guitar Control channel from myself, other great instructors. And again, hit us up in the feedback, or I'm just going to keep just playing the songs off of my set list and hoping you like them. So if you have any requests of songs you want to learn, let us know, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Thanks a lot.